Welcome to Creativity Talks with me, Hazriq Idrus, founder of the Speaking Factory, keynote speaker for creative leadership and communications. People have this misconception that creativity is only meant for the arts. So in these Creativity Talks, we are going to explore how creativity can be applied in many areas such as business, career, and life, and how creativity can help us to be better versions of ourselves. To do this, there will be invited guests who could be everyday people or experts who will share with us their journey and discuss topics such as personal development, personal branding, book publishing, mindset, creative process, and many, many more. I thank you for joining me in this journey where creativity and personal growth collide. Enjoy the episode. Hi, and welcome back to another episode of the Creativity Talks with me, Hazriq Idrus. And today we have another guest, and this guest is very special because he is a former scientist turned marketing strategist and copywriter, and he has actually written for major speakers in the personal development and business space, including Tony Robbins, J. Abraham, and Robert Kiyosaki. This is a very wonderful person to learn from. And Rusydi, his name is, now runs his own content marketing and copywriting agency called the Content Clinic. So from a scientist to a content clinic, now I think maybe I know why that's why the name is called Content Clinic, because of a former scientist, right? Because without much further ado, let's call upon our guest for today, the one and only Rusydi Arsyraf. Hey, good morning, brother.
Good morning, brother. Assalamualaikum.
Waalaikumsalam. Thank you for accepting the invitation to share in this platform.
Welcome. Thank you for having me here.
You're welcome. Yeah. How's everything for you, man?
Good. Things have been great, alhamdulillah. Things are picking up well. I'm excited of how things are progressing. Yeah.
Nice. All right. So let's get to know a little bit more about you. Just a little more background for the audience out there, right? Because I've known Rusydi Arsyraf. He has been my videographer, helping me with videography work back then when I first started out. But he has moved along the way, and it's very, very interesting because I know Rusydi, you started doing corporate videography, and then you have been excelling into copywriting. And personally, I find it very, very amazing, very interesting. And if you could share, how do you start your journey and what makes you do what you do now?
Okay, so thank you for the introduction. I mean, I started off doing medical science. So how did this medical science person end up doing corporate videography? How he did end up doing copywriting, right? So first and foremost, like how I ended doing videography was when I was working in a startup. So this particular startup required me to record a lot of videos. Back then, I had no idea how to record videos. I had no idea how to edit those videos. So I was asking this question to myself: how can I upskill myself, learning how to edit the videos and also help the company grow using video marketing? Because it was a good place to start with. So I logged on to Fiverr.com, right? So that's where you charge $5 per service that you offer. So I was offering video editing services on Fiverr. So Fiverr has that like level 1, level 2 progress. Within 90 days I got like level 2. But what's most important was that I learned how to deal with clients, deal with deadlines, and most importantly, getting that body of work, that portfolio, right? And it was actually used and then to serve speakers and trainers like yourself. And that's how I think we ended up working together again. Yeah.
Yes, correct. Because Rusydi, his works as a videographer was superb. That's why I be like working with so many projects. Yeah, but along the way, suddenly I realized that he has shifted from videography to copywriting. All right, so this is a very interesting shift. Maybe you can share with us on that part.
Okay, so back then I did not know what copywriting was. I had no idea what is this word copywriting. Is it some law thing, right? But then after being in that startup, I worked in another investment training company, helping people do value investing. So in that company, I was like in charge of the marketing. Need to do the SEO, need to do the website, need to do the Facebook ads, YouTube ads, video, everything marketing and content. So then um, we were running a Facebook ad campaign. It was a video ad, and then we were split testing, right? The only difference was the text. Ad one, this set of text. Ad two, this set of text, but the video was the same. So the only difference was the text. And then I realized, how come this ad was performing way better than the other ad? And I was, the only difference was copy. So that's actually me understanding, this is a really powerful skill to learn, because even after I
Ah.
left that company, right, the ad was still running for 2-3 months. I thought, okay, it's something that I need to learn and dive into, because it's a differentiating factor. Yeah, you can have a good creative, a good photo, a good image or video, but how you convey that message to your audience, I think it's quite important. Yeah,
I see. So that was the shift. That was a turning point that for you to
yeah,
decide that this is the area. Wow. Okay.
mm,
We'll dive more detail on that part as we go along. Yeah. All right.
yeah.
So what we can do. Okay. That's now. If you know that our broadcast is all about creativity, and we're going to explore how we can actually apply creativity in your area of work. So to start with, what is your definition of creativity? Because there are many definitions of
Mm.
creativity. In fact, there's a study in the university say that creativity can be used in at least 7 other domains. So I want to hear from you. What is creativity to you?
Creativity to me, I think personally, because I like to create and build things and see what happens, right? So
Ah.
an example was, I like to create videos, promote and
Mm.
market, see what happens. Some people like to create music. Some people like to create medical breakthroughs in science. To me, that's creative too. Like some people are mathematicians. They like to create, solve complex puzzles or maths. That's creative too.
True.
Um, and I think the perception could be, oh, you're only creative because you do your arts, the art side. But I think creativity is holistic. It can be whether the arts or the sciences. There's always a creative outlet. Even in business, how can you differentiate yourself from
Mm.
the what's available in the market? It's creativity. How you settle, how you segment your USP, unique selling proposition, right? So how you differentiate yourself from the market. So that's creativity.
Ah.
Yeah.
Nice, nice. You mentioned about bringing creativity into business. Let's now look into your area of work. You have done a lot of copywriting with various companies, various businesses. Maybe now let's use this opportunity to actually go slightly more detail. What is actually copywriting, and why is it important? Having gone through that initial stage, initially, right? You're like, hey,
Mm.
this is very powerful. So maybe you can share with me and the audience what is actually copywriting and why is it important?
Copywriting, in what I understand it to be, or what I do on a daily basis, is actually, in simple terms, is writing words to help the company make money. In the on the surface level, but copywriting can be used in so many ways. For example, a company uses copywriting to hire staff. If you write the
Mm.
job description correctly, you get the right person, right?
Wow.
If your LinkedIn profile is done properly, you attract the right people to come and work with you. I give you an example where last year we were in lockdown, right? We had this
Mm.
circuit breaker thing. A lot of people were losing their jobs. So I had a single post on LinkedIn saying that, hey, anybody who wants to do a polish up on their LinkedIn profile or resume, come send me a message. So that
Mm.
led to maybe 20-30 people wanting to do that, and I could have done a better job to track what the results were. But I think, like, recently, one of of the people who worked with me was like, hey bro, thanks for taking my resume, because that led me to 2 consecutive job offers back to back,
Wow.
right?
Wow.
So when you think of that, what's the ROI for that? You edit your resume once, and then you potentially get a 60K to 80K offer twice. So
Wow.
that's the power of, if you do it right. Yeah.
So just do it once, and then it can churn out a lot of possibilities. Yeah, like what you mentioned earlier on, copywriting is the way you write. Is it?
Mm.
What's the definition on copywriting earlier on? You mentioned
Writing words to help the company make money.
writing words to help companies make money. Wow, this is so interesting. All right. I'm very much interested to know about the creative process, because writing
Process.
words is not easy, right? It just, I mean, there are words around us, but how we want to do it, I'm sure it takes some process. So if you could share with me, what is the process? What's your creative process on copywriting? You can bring me into a journey, perhaps, or you can share with me about your previous example, previous project that how you started doing it from
Okay.
scratch and then leads to wonderful results.
Okay. I will share a simple framework. It's called the PAS framework.
PAS.
Yeah. So
Wow, pass.
so you can use this straight away after this.
Ah,
So because it's powerful framework, PS stands for P is the pain point. What is the pain point
pinpoint.
that your audience is experiencing? What are they experiencing? Yeah. So A is aggravate. Aggravate also means what's the consequence of them not dealing with that pain point, right? So then, if they don't deal with this pain point, this is what's gonna happen. S being the solution. So
Okay.
so using that framework, okay, I use for example speaking factory and as an example, right? Okay,
Okay.
PAS, right? Pain point. For example, pain point people being they fear public speaking. They want to do public speaking, but they don't know how to do it. And what if I fumble? What if I make mistakes? That's the pain point, right? If you aggravate that, and then what's the consequence? You might miss out on a promotion. You might miss out on making a sale, growing yourself in your career, in your business. That's the A. And then S, what's the S? Go and buy Hazriq Idrus,
Ah.
stage fright antidote book, right? Yeah.
Yeah, the book. Yeah. Wow. Wow. Oh, just a very simple framework. So this framework can be applied in many setting, right? In
Yep.
in a setting. Yeah. Because I was struck by the that you mentioned earlier on that people change the resume, and then from the resume they get jobs offer. Wow, that's a wonderful. Okay, usually in a creative process for copywriting, how long is the whole process from starting from scratch and to see the fruit of labor?
Okay, that depends actually. Depends on what I'm doing. If it's a sales
Okay.
letter, right?
Mm.
Sales letter could be a few thousand words. That could probably take a week. If it's just a Facebook ad,
Oh.
it could be an hour. It could be 1 or 2 hours. If it's a sales email, yeah, it could be an hour or less. So if you just use this PAS framework, there are many frameworks to use, but I think this is a very simple and quick way to write a sales message. For example, today you suddenly want to write a Facebook post. What is the PAS? Right? If you just follow that framework, you write 2-3 sentences for each P, which A, which is the S, and then you have something, right? So in terms of timeline, sales messages can be 1 week because a sales letter, maybe you're selling a digital product, a $500 digital product, right? And that takes a bit of research, right? One of the things that people tend to think copywriting is just writing. Writing is the last thing actually, right? Copywriting is the bulk of it has to do with research. There's a lot of research needs to be done, customer journey that you need to understand, research what is already in the market, research what is the solution, and then compiling that research. What do you do with the research that you made before you write a single word on the page or your Word doc? Yeah.
Wow, a lot of work before really. And you mentioned writing is the last part of it. And for those really good in writing, that could be the last. Could be easy for them, right? The
Yeah.
research bit.
Yeah, because
All right. So,
once you have the research done, the writing becomes much easier.
true. All right. So, if you could share with the audience, what are the challenges that you have faced along the way when do a lot of projects on copywriting, or what are the some common copywriting pitfalls that people face when they write, and how can we actually avoid that?
Okay, so this is what I learned from this guy called Justin Goff. He mentioned that you are not your market, right?
You
What
are
does it
not
mean?
your
You are not
you
your
are
market.
not your market. Okay, that's interesting.
Okay? What does that mean? For example, you are selling let's say, just for example's sake, you're selling a skincare product for 50-year-old female, for example. You are not your market. You don't understand that market. You don't understand what they are going through. So the pitfall could be, okay, I understand. I just sell something. This is the product. This is sell. You tend to skimp on the research while you need to
I
dive in deep.
see.
What is actually the intention of purchasing that product. It could be, oh, it makes me look nicer. No, it's not. It goes even deeper than that. So you need to find that, and then if it resonates with the customer, then it makes the sale much easier. Yeah,
So the formula is, or the philosophy, you are not your market, which means we don't know anything about that product and that audience until we go out and research.
correct.
And that too, that's still surface level, right? We need to really go deeper and get to know them. Wow, it's a powerful sentence. You are not your market. Wonderful. Wow. Yeah. Okay. A day in the life of a professional copywriter, what like yourself, what would that be?
Um, a copywriter, I think, reads a lot. Read what depends. Whether you read sales message, you read a Facebook ad, you saw a YouTube ad, you found it interesting because it's not it's not the normal thing when you read. Because people tend to skip ads, but you and I saw an ad. Let's
True.
study this ad, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, this Facebook ad.
Copywriting like other ads, what to see.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Makes sense.
So that's where you study ads are working right now, and then you might be like, hey, how come this ad is running for a while? Maybe there's a reason why it's working, or maybe there's a reason why it's not working. That's why they pull it down. So that's when you study what's in the market, what's available right now, and also like it could be the topic that you're researching on. For example, books on psychology, things on social sciences, neuroscience. Let's say you trying to sell honey, and then you research on honey, right? So that's the kind of pre-work that needs to be done before you actually write. So to say that what is in the day of a professional copywriter, I would say on a day-to-day basis, I will follow this framework called the 3 MIT. This is something I learned from Leo Babauta.
3 MIT.
MIT, yeah. So Leo Babauta from Zen Habits. So 3 MITs meaning 3 most important tasks. If you clear that 3 most important tasks for the day, that day is a success. It doesn't matter if you need 8 hours, you need 3 hours, you need 2 hours. Get that 3 MITs done first, and then the rest will follow. What could be that 3 MIT for you? It could be different for each person. It could be first thing, it could be prospecting. For me, it could be reading and researching first, and then 2, writing the actual copy. 3, maybe it's reviewing the copy. Once I do these 3 things in the morning, then the rest of the day, it's a bit more laxed. In the example, yeah.
Wow, that's wonderful. 3 MIT. What's your 3 most important in the day? IT is in the day lah. Is it 3
Three most
MIT, right?
important tasks. Yeah.
3 most important tasks. Wow,
Yeah.
wow. Three. So your framework is 3 MIT, which do your 3 most important tasks in the day. Once you complete all these 3, the rest is just bonus lah. Right?
Black bonus,
But this 3 thing, once you complete this 3 thing for the day, then I mean you have achieved a success for the day. Wow, what is a wonderful philosophy. Yeah, I think I should have. Yeah, I should do that also. Because sometimes a lot of people say they are busy about what they're busy about. It's better to be productive than be busy, right? So I think the 3 MIT is a wonderful framework to use. Nice. All right. Okay. Let us bring back to your past life in a way, because you were a corporate videographer. You have helped me a lot with all my past videos. So if you could share with us how that has helped you in your current area of work.
How being a corporate videographer helped me in my work. Okay. So let's say corporate videography, before the day of the actual shoot, you need to prepare your batteries, you need to prepare your camera, you need to prepare your tripod, know where's the location, and then when you reach the location, you need to study the room, you need to know where's the stage, where's the speaker talking from, where's the audience coming, where's the entrance, where they're gonna sign. So all these are playing in your mind as you read the room. I think as for you, you also, when you come, you read the room, or what's the audience, what's the mood of the room before you start presenting. Maybe you had a chit chat with some of the audience, and that can be a topic on stage. So as a videographer, you are looking for that. Okay, where's the highlight? Okay, at this stage, what is it going to be said? What's going to be talked about? When am I going to take the testimonials? Where am I going to take the testimonials? So all these means prep work before the actual shooting, right? How does that translate to being a copywriter? Same thing. Prepare all beforehand. Prepare your research. Prepare what exactly are you going to talk to? Who are you going to talk to? What are you going to sell? Right? If you don't have all these in place, then your writing is not focused. It can be going here and there. Hey, what exactly are you talking about? right? So
Mm.
yeah, the similarities is that actual pre-work that needs to be done before the actual work. Yeah.
Mm. All right. So let's say if someone wants to be a copywriter like you. So what are the traits that the person needs to build, or the skills or the mindset that the person needs to build so they can become a successful copywriter?
Skills and traits. The first point, I think, having curious mind, like knowing and starting with a beginner's mind. If you think you already know,
Mm.
then I think you've already lost the game. Especially when you
Wow.
enter new markets, and especially when you think you understand the market, but when you actually don't, right? It's a common
Mm.
pitfall. Like I'm consciously trying to work on myself also, right? Although I can be writing for a certain market, time and time again, but you come in with a beginner's mind, where, okay, start from zero. What do I know? What do I not know? What does the market need? And write to that market. So that's
Mm.
the trait. Skill set. I think I mentioned this just now. Is the research. Is the research comes before the writing. In terms of mindset, yeah, positive mindset. It's a given, and then you need to be open. You're open to ideas, open to different ideas and opinions and point of views, and fusing that all together.
Mm. So we have the curious mind, we have the curiosity, we have the research skill, and they have an open mind.
Yeah.
To be open to get to learn something new. Wow, that is what. So these are the three traits. So for the viewers out there, if you want to be a successful copywriter, these three elements you must have. If you don't have it, work on it so that you can develop it. All right. Okay. So we almost come to the end of our short vlogcast over here. So maybe one last question for you, Roshdi, because we're talking about creative process, about the
Mm.
people's traits, and I love all your what do you call it, the philosophy, the 3MIT, the PES.
Mm.
To me, these are all creativity, because creativity is about connections. You're connecting the
Mm.
PES, 3MIT, talking about the research, curiosity. These are
Mm.
all elements of creativity. So if you could share with the audience, how can or how do you actually develop your personal creativity so that you can continue doing what you do?
Developing personal creativity. What I practice is I have a journal on the table.
Ah, okay.
Yeah, that's where I write the three MITs, what needs to be done for the day, what happened for the day, any ideas that come through the day, just capture it first. And then maybe towards the end of the day you look back, okay, this is the activities that need to be done, this is what happened, these are the ideas that I have, and then how do I connect them all together with the ideas that just come.
Mm.
I think there's a quote by Steve Jobs. I think he mentioned, like, you cannot connect the dots looking forward. You can only connect the dots looking backwards. So
Wow.
that's like my thing of connecting the dots looking backward. Okay, so this is what happened. This is the idea that came. How can I use all these ideas together? And then,
Ah.
it's a mesh of things. And then how do you make sense of this mesh, and how do you use it?
Correct. So it's looking
Yeah.
backward, which means reflecting is very, very important, right? So journaling helps a lot. Once you experience it, you journal it down, and then once you need to use it, reflect back. That's why you
Mm,
looking back, right? How you go
mm,
putting together, like you mentioned, mesh everything together and make sense to you. Oh, that's wonderful advice from you. All right, and that's also
mm.
sums up to this session, creativity broadcast. But before we go, for those who would like to keep in touch with Rushdie, it's written down there. For LinkedIn, you can go to Rusydi Arsyraf, and the Facebook page Rusydi Rosali, and you can also go to contentclinic.net. So if you can share with us, what are some of the offerings that you offer at Content Clinic?
Okay, so Content Clinic, basically what I offer there is content strategy for businesses, where, let's say, in a year, they want to map out their strategy for the year, what their sales figure that they need to hit for that year, what's the revenue numbers. Okay, then I probably suggest them first, maybe you write this amount of campaigns, these are the ads that you need to write, these are the emails and sequences that you need to write, and then structure or package them together, and then, okay, this is what you can do for the
Mm.
year, and then that's the kind of revenues that you can generate for your company. For example, for B2B, for like speakers and trainers like yourself, sometimes you come to me, hey, can you fix up my LinkedIn profile? How do I write
Mm.
better content on LinkedIn? That's another avenue. But if you were to put it in buckets. First is the strategy, content strategy. Second is email marketing and conversion. Because advertising is one thing, but also if the presence of ad blockers, people bypassing the advertising, there's a trend where people tend to favor brands. When we have built a stronger brand
Yep.
presence, like, okay, I know this person, I know this brand, I know the level of content value that they provide, and that's why I buy from them. Not saying that ads are not important. Of course, ads are definitely important, but we need to have this dual approach. So that's what I've been doing. Yeah.
Nice, nice. All right. Thank you very much. I think that's really sums up today's session. And I really thank you for your time, for sharing. And on behalf of the Speaking Factory, we wish you all the best in your endeavors. I mean, I really amazed how you actually shifted from videography into no, before that, from scientist to video to the copywriting. So that's why I can see you talking about reflection, right? How to look back there. I can see now. I understand why you call yourself, maybe you call your company Content Clinic, because you were a scientist. So scientists at clinic cannot go far, must put together. So the content is not to put this together. I may be wrong.
Yeah, you're actually right, because content clinic is how you, let's say, for example, I'm a doctor. You come to my content clinic. Okay, this is the content that you have. I give you some medicine. This is the content that you can do better. So that's the idea. I mean, yeah, you're right. I mean, based on science, yeah, content clinic sounds good.
Nice. So you're the doctor, copywriter with the content clinic. Wonderful. Once again, thank you very much for taking your time, and we wish you all the best. And to the others out there, if you have found this session very useful, give us comment, and remember to share to other people so that it can benefit to other people as well. So with that, Hazriq Idrus and Rusydi Arsyraf, we wish you thank you for viewing, and we hope to see you in other episodes of Creativity Talks. With that, Hazriq Idrus signing off. See you and have a good day. Bye bye.
Thank you so much.
If you find this video useful, do like, comment and share so that more people can benefit from this. If you have not subscribed to our YouTube channel, click on the subscribe button below so that you can receive updates of our upcoming videos. Till then, Hazriq Idrus signing off. See you in the next video.